Okay, so I've gotten the opportunity to test and review the latest from Samsung when it comes to tablet, of course. So Samsung latest flagship tablet in the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. Well, today I am bringing to you my full review of the big boy, its own sibling, the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Let's jump into it. All right, so many of the things that I'm going to cover here are going to sound very familiar to many of you who've already watched my full review of the Tab S7, at least in terms of software, of course. But here we will find some hardware differences all the way up to even the user experience, right? So user experience is going to be slightly different here. With that being said, here's just a quick high-level breakdown of this device. It has an AMOLED display and it's running that same Snapdragon 865 Plus that is found on the regular Galaxy Tab S7. It's coupled with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of expandable internal storage for this base model, and as always it does come bundled up with an S Pen. Now let's talk design, and this is of course as premium as you can get in the Android world. This is the best. This Tab S7 Plus is just a beautiful piece of art. We have even seen some manufacturers try to emulate the same design, and that's simply because it's a beautiful device. It's a very well built device. Oh, by the way, if you do like the content so far, I truly appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, of course. Now, please do me a huge favor and hit both the like and the subscribe button there. It's a huge boost to this channel, and I truly appreciate that support. All right, so the most obvious thing about this tablet is that it's huge, right? Now, many of you know that I have gigantic hands, right? And I'm able to hold it still one-handed, but I gotta tell you, I'm kind of struggling a little because this thing is almost as big as it, it looks like a small TV or something. But it feels very solid, it's very dense, and that size truly makes it look and feel even thinner than it actually is. Now, despite the size, it is still a very well-balanced tablet. You have that same rectangular shape along with this cool looking metallic edge around it that gives it that bold look, right? It's a true eye catcher. You do get the same physical features all around here, starting with the quad speaker setup here. And I gotta tell you, these things are loud, definitely louder than the Tab S7. They are loud and they sound so full, right? And at the same time, crisp. And you have, all of the other suspects, right? You have the pins for the keyboard. You have this power button here. On the Tab S7, it's a combo of a power button along with fingerprint scanner. So you have a power button here, no fingerprint scanner there, you have the volume rocker, you have mic surround, and of course you have the micro SD card slot to expand that storage up to 1 terabyte, right? And then you have the USB Type-C as always. Now, as far as specs and performance, you can expect this thing to be absolutely identical to that of the Tab S7, except it offers you a slightly different user experience, as I mentioned at the beginning there. And that's because of the size, right? You would imagine watching, a 50-inch TV, and then you move up to watching something that's 70 inches. Obviously that experience is slightly different on the larger TV when compared to the smaller one. Now, that's me putting it in very simple terms. It's just kind of a simple, silly analogy that I'm, sharing with you just to kind of get you to understand what that difference is in terms of user experience. As I've already mentioned also, it's running that Snapdragon 865 Plus along with the other flagship specs, and these make up the main reason why this is the current best Android tablet you can get today. Performance is just unbelievable. It's really fast, super smooth on all of the things, and it's also great for gaming. It's running Android 10 with that very well integrated Samsung One UI sitting on there. Again, buttery smooth navigation, right? And the GUI, like I mentioned, that One UI sitting on there, it looks really nice, right? That GUI is pretty intuitive. I've been using it for a long time. I'm so used to it, but it's evolved over the years, and it's very, very well integrated. It has handled all of the computational tasks that I've tested here with no issues as you would imagine. And also you do get access to that Samsung DeX to improve your productivity. Now let's go ahead and talk about the screen, right? This is a beautiful Super AMOLED display with 1752 by 2800 for the resolution and a high refresh rate clocked in at 120 Hz. And although not as bright as the Galaxy Tab S7, image quality is very, very sharp here, and you get that high level of contrast AMOLED displays are known for, with very deep reds and also very deep blacks. It's HDR10 plus capable. You know, again, this is another spot where you have that user experience that comes in handy, right? Because watching movies or, you know, any type of entertainment on the screen this nice really takes it up a notch, right? Plus you have these very loud speakers that really kind of get you immersed in that experience. It's really, really awesome. Battery life is okay. Now with medium brightness and doing moderate amount of work, I do finish the day with about 15% left. And with all of that being said, your battery life is going to differ, right? You know, it's subjective to your type of usage, so you might see more or less depending on how you use your tablet. So the next thing here, of course, is going to be the camera. So you get that same camera module there, you know, loaded with that 13 megapixel wide and a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera. Take beautiful pictures, right? And you can run, I believe, 4K at 30 frames per second with this guy here. The selfie one in the front here is an 8 megapixel camera and can do 1080p at 30 frames per second. You also get access to that same Samsung S Pen, right? Which is the most modern S Pen ever made by Samsung. It's loaded with tons of features, and it's also very customizable and very comfortable to use. Now, in summary, you've seen my review of the Galaxy Tab S7, and this is my review of the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. So you can see that it's essentially the Galaxy Tab S7. It's just larger, right? You do have some key differences, as I mentioned or as I highlighted throughout the video here, and it does offer a different user experience because of the size and also the type of display. And just like the Galaxy Tab S7, this is the best tablet on the Android platform for you to get. So my take is, if you can afford this and you like AMOLED display, you know, you do have some people who prefer IPS displays, right? So if you do like this, if you can afford this, if you can afford this and you like the AMOLED display, which is so beautiful, no hesitation, go for this guy. Now, I have to admit, the size, I know some people it might bother. My good friend Adam actually does not like this. Not that he doesn't like, he found the size to be a little bit cumbersome, right? Of being a little too large, and it kind of is, really. So some people might go for the Tab S7 simply because it's a different form factor, right? It's slightly smaller, you know, a little bit easier to handle compared to this guy here. And also they may prefer, you know, the fingerprint sensor. I know quite a few people who prefer, like myself, I prefer the physical fingerprint sensor. But either way, if I had to choose, you know, obviously I would go with this one because it's kind of like, you know, the Tab S7, except besides those slight differences, you know, better screen of the top-notch premium screen. But anyways, I think I'm rambling at this point. I hope you found this informative. If you have any questions, you'd like for me to test anything, just put those questions down in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and comment. I'm sorry, I said comments already. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to catch you in the comment section, and I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And up until then, of course, as always, stay safe out there.